Tonight's entry, pull up a chair. The story you are about to live did not happen, but it could have. Step into the page. You sit in your office, a haze of cigarette smoke hanging in the air. The rain outside creates a melody that's both soothing and haunting. It's 1955, and the city is alive with secrets. You're a detective, a seeker of truth in a world filled with lies. A knock on the door breaks the silence. It's a woman, her eyes red from crying, her face a map of worry. She hands you a photograph. A young girl, no more than 20, with a smile that could light up a room. The woman tells you her sister is missing. She's been gone for 3 days, and the police don't seem to care. You look at the photograph again. There's something familiar about the girl's smile. You can't quite put your finger on it, but it sends a shiver down your spine. You decide to take the case. The woman gives you an address where her sister was last seen. You grab your hat and coat, ready to face the rain. The city streets are empty, save for the occasional passerby hurrying for cover. You arrive at the address, a small cafe on the outskirts of town. The owner, a gruff but kind man, tells you the girl was indeed there 3 nights ago. She left with a man dressed in a long coat, his face hidden in the shadows. The owner didn't think much of it at the time, but now he's not so sure. You thank him for his time and step back into the rain. You have a feeling this case is more than just a simple missing person. You've heard rumors of a killer, known only as the Yellow Flower Killer. His victims all have one thing in common, a yellow flower left at the scene. You push the thought aside, focusing on the task at hand. Finding the missing girl. You start by retracing the girl's steps. From the cafe, you follow the path she likely took. The streets are narrow, the buildings towering above you. You feel like you're being watched, but every time you turn, there's no one there. You come across a small park, the trees swaying gently in the wind. On a bench, you notice a piece of fabric caught in a splinter. You recognize the material. It's from a dress similar to the one the girl was wearing. You tuck the fabric into your pocket, a potential clue. As you continue your search, the rain starts to let up. The city begins to come alive, people emerging from their hiding spots. You stop at a local diner for a cup of coffee. The waitress, a friendly woman with a warm smile, strikes up a conversation. You show her the photograph, asking if she's seen the girl. She takes a closer look, her expression changing from curiosity to concern. She tells you she saw the girl, but it was a few nights before she went missing. The girl was with a man, matching the description from the cafe owner. The waitress didn't think much of it at the time, but now she's worried. You thank her for her time, leaving the diner with more questions than answers. You decide to pay a visit to the local florist. Maybe someone bought a large quantity of yellow flowers recently. The florist, an elderly man with a kind face, greets you warmly. You ask him about the flowers, and he nods, remembering a customer from a few days ago. The man bought a dozen yellow flowers, his face hidden behind a hat and sunglasses. The florist didn't think much of it, but now he's not so sure. You thank him for the information, asking if you can see the sales record. The florist hands you a book, pointing to the entry. The man paid in cash, but the florist remembers a distinctive ring on his finger. A ring with a symbol you don't recognize. You make a note to look into the symbol further. As you leave the florist, you feel like you're getting closer to the truth. But the city has a way of keeping secrets, and you're not sure what you'll find. You spend the rest of the day following up on leads. But every door you knock on seems to lead to a dead end. As night begins to fall, you decide to stake out the cafe where the girl was last seen. Maybe the man in the long coat will show up again. You sit in your car, watching the cafe through the rain-soaked windshield. The hours tick by, and you start to feel a sense of unease. Suddenly, a figure appears across the street. He's dressed in a long coat, his face hidden in the shadows. You start the engine, ready to follow him. But as you pull out of your parking spot, you realize he's gone. Vanished into thin air. You get out of the car, looking around. That's when you see it, a yellow flower on the sidewalk. You feel a chill run down your spine. The Yellow Flower Killer is watching you. You decide to investigate the symbol on the ring further. You visit a local expert, a professor of ancient history. He looks at the symbol, his expression changing from curiosity to concern. It's an ancient symbol, associated with a cult that worshipped death. The professor tells you the cult was thought to be extinct, but maybe it's not. You thank him for the information, leaving with more questions than answers. As you walk back to your office, you can't shake the feeling you're being watched. You quicken your pace, looking over your shoulder. But there's never anyone there. You arrive at your office, locking the door behind you. You start to dig deeper into the cult, looking for any connection to the yellow flower killer. The more you learn, the more you realize this case is bigger than you thought. It's not just about finding a missing girl, it's about uncovering a dark secret. You spend the rest of the night researching the cult. And what you find sends a chill down your spine. The cult is real and they're still active. They've been hiding in plain sight, using their wealth and influence to cover their tracks. You realize the yellow flower killer is just a small part of a larger puzzle. A puzzle that involves corruption, murder, and deceit. You feel a sense of unease, knowing you're in over your head. But you can't back down now. You have to see this through to the end. You make a list of suspects, people who might be involved with the cult. And then you hear a knock on the door. It's a soft knock, almost hesitant. You get up to answer it, wondering who it could be. As you open the door, you're met with a surprise. It's the girl from the photograph. But something's wrong. She's not alone. And she's not herself. Tonight's entry, pull up a chair. The story you are about to live did not happen, but it could have. Step into the page. You wake up, your head pounding with pain. You're not sure what happened, but you have a feeling that it wasn't good. You look around, trying to get your bearings. You're in a hospital room, a small bed and a few machines beeping in the corner. You try to sit up, but a wave of pain washes over you. You lie back down, trying to remember what happened. You start to piece together the events of the previous night. You remember the final confrontation, the killer's knife glinting in the dim light. You're not sure what happened next, but you have a feeling that it wasn't good. You look around the room, trying to find any clues. You see a small note on the bedside table, a note from the doctor. It reads, "You're lucky to be alive. The killer is still on the loose." You feel a sense of fear, a feeling that you might not be safe. You're not sure what's going to happen next, but you're ready for anything. You try to sit up again, but the pain is too much. You lie back down, trying to rest. You know that you'll have to get back to work soon to catch the killer and bring him to justice. But for now, you just need to rest. Tonight's entry, pull up a chair. The story you are about to live did not happen, but it could have. Step into the page. You're back on the streets, searching for the killer. You're not sure where he is, but you have a feeling that he's still out there. You're determined to catch him, to bring him to justice. You start to walk, your eyes scanning the crowds for any sign of the killer. You're not sure what you'll find, but you're ready for anything. As you walk, you notice a figure watching you from across the street. It's a woman, a young woman with a look of fear in her eyes. You're not sure what she wants, but you have a feeling that it might be important. You approach her, your gun still drawn. You're not sure what's going to happen, but you're ready for anything. The woman starts to talk, her voice low and urgent. She tells you that she's seen the killer, that she knows where he is. You're not sure if you can trust her, but you have a feeling that she might be telling the truth. You listen to her, your eyes scanning the crowds for any sign of the killer. You're not sure what's going to happen next, but you're ready for anything. Another entry, another life that was not yours, until next time.